And good afternoon, everybody. How are you all doing? It is time for the weekly update series for week 16 of episode Revenant as we count down to the beginning of episode 3 Heresy in the beginning on February 4th, I believe. So, 2 more weeks. With that said, for those new here, this is the series where I go over all the rotators from the core playlist to the Legends tab to cover everything that comes out this week, as well as go over the brightest offerings in the Eververse store, and then I'll lastly cover any of the seasonal challenges or any new quests and whatnot in the game. But with that said, for those interested, I'll be streaming live this evening over on Twitch, link in the description below, around, I want to say, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, where I'll be playing through the entirety of episode Revenant from week 1 of Act 1 to the final week of Act 3, all in one stream. If you can't make the stream tonight, the VOD for it will be uploaded later this week, so you can go check that out and see what how the narrative plays out when it's played straight through all at once instead of chopped up. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and dive in and start checking out everything, shall we? So beginning with, let's check out the core playlist. Starting with Vanguard. Our weekly Grandmaster this week is the 𝕊𝕚𝕚 strike from the new location ℕ𝕚𝕚𝕚, with the weapon being the slammer sword. Excuse me. And it's also going to have unstop and bury your champion, so make sure you're prepared for that. And then keep in mind also, if you can kill a certain named witch earlier on in the mission, a different witch does show up. That's a little easier to take care of in the final boss room. Alright. Next up, nothing with Gambit as per usual. And then lastly, over in the Land of Crucible, Iron Banner is still going on. You also have double Crucible rank, so if you're trying to knock out your reset to either get the new seasonal weapon or the seasonal weapon ornament for Crucible, great way to do that. It is also Clash and Elimination this week. Alright, over in the Legends tab are both our raids this week. We have first off Crota's End, where you can get the Necrochasm exotic weapon, or you can farm any of the red borders to get crafted from that raid. And there's also the Vault of Glass, if you're still trying to farm yourself Necroclast, or get any of the good rolls in there. For our exotic weapon this week, while we're here, it is Starcrust. So if you still need to finish out your Wishkeeper questline, good week to get that done. And then our second dungeon is over in ETZ, being Warlord's Ruin. So if you still haven't gotten Buried Bloodline, good week to farm that out and get it. Alright. And our second dungeon is an Attorney, with being Grasp of Avarice. So if you're trying to farm some good Artifice armor to have going forward, good week to get that done. So make sure you grab a checkpoint for the boss encounter on Master, and just knock that out on whatever character you need the armor on. Alright. Over in the ℕ𝕚𝕚𝕚, our weekly co-op mission is the Ascent. And don't forget, you'll need at least one other player with you, so you can shoot the front and back of a certain enemy, as well as shoot 2 nodes in various parts of a room at the same time. And then our current match bid overthrow is in the impasse zone. So if you're trying to get a good roll on an Ergo Sum, a good place to get that done. Alright, over in the Dreaming City, it is the Strongest Curse week. It is also where you can get the Ascendant Challenge. For this week is the Keep of Honed Edges up in the Harbinger's Exclude zone. So, if you want to get that knocked out, feel free. And then our Lost Sector rotation for the week starts us off in the EDZ, with it being, I gotta find her fast, up here in Sunken Isles at the Quarry. Tomorrow is going to be the Excavation Site 7, it's not 12, which is right here. And then on Wednesday, we'll be in the Pale Heart with the Broken Deep. Then on Friday, we'll be in the Blooming Deep of the Pale Heart. On Saturday, it'll be the Forgotten Deep of the Pale Heart. And then on Sunday, we're switching over to the Throne World with Extraction on Sunday. And then lastly, on Monday, will be Spelunker. And that will be your weekly rotating Lost Sector zones. And then lastly, over here on Neptune, Our current weekly terminal overload is here in Zephyr Concourse, with the current daily fixed incursion zone being down in Lemming Harbor. We're trying to, get some exotic gear from that. Alright. That is it for our Rotators for the week. So let's go ahead and dive into any new quest lines as well as seasonal challenges. There is regrettably not a new seasonal challenge as of this moment. Everything ended at week 15. So if you need to catch up on anything previously, good time to get that done. But however, there is the packed lunch mission, starting with Drifter over in the tower, in his little area, where you get the bento stuff, where you can get various things throughout, you get tokens to get certain things, much like the Wyvern's Wishes from last year. So that is the only new thing on this front this week, and probably next week. Keep that in mind. Alright, so lastly, let's go ahead and dive into the Eververse store, starting on the front page, and then going right to the Bright Dust. And we'll cover nothing with silver. So starting off, we have the Wanderer's Wagon Sparrow. Not a bad one. Hopefully we'll start getting more skimmers, though. We have the Bug Catching Emote. We have the Inflorescence Trendman effect. The Cloepetra shader. Not a bad one. And lastly, the Growing Guilt shader. Alright, on the Bright Dust page, we have the Disciple's Judgment emote. We have the Robot Dance emote. The Fire Break Ghost Shell. The Dido White Rabbit ship. The Dread Rover Sparrow. For anyone who wanted to drive around a Mars rover. The Conditional Hazard Weapon Ornament for Icebreaker. And don't forget, you can still get this even if you don't have Icebreaker yet. And the Toe Beans Projection. We then have the Royal Welcome shader. A nice dark shader set. We then have the Circadian Chill shader. The Neopop Wave shader. And lastly, the Butterbark shader. We then have the Fallen Arrival Transmat effect. The Reef Oracle Transmat effect. And lastly, the Swirling Leaf Entrance Transmat effect. And that is it for week 16. Once again, if you're interested, I'll be live over on Twitch around 4 p.m. Eastern Time while we're playing through the entirety of the Act 2 Revenant narrative from Act 1 to Act 3. So hope to see you all there. In the meantime, enjoy the final week of Iron Banner, and let's get ready for Heresy, shall we? Have a good, everybody. Bye.